I'll show you a little bit about where we've been staying and what we thought of it. We've just called our flight for boarding and I have all this stuff and 2 members of our party missed it. I'm so tired. I did promise you that I would show you what my husband bought me as a birthday present. And while we're at it, I may as well show you the rest of the haul and everything else that we bought in Disneyland Paris. Hi, welcome back to my channel, Mummy of 4 Does Disney, and a travel home from Disneyland Paris day. As you may be able to hear from my voice, we all are rather tired. Are we not, children? We've had a really magical trip, but our flight leaves at 10:15 and the gate closes at 9:30 and we have to be there a couple of hours before that, and we're a fair distance from the airport, so our airport transfers want to pick us up at 7, so I've been up since 5, just trying to pack everything. I'm going to give you a little room tour now, which is as much for me as it is for you. I will check everything, check I haven't left anything behind, because I always get that anxiety, paranoia about leaving things behind. I'll show you a little bit about where we've been staying and what we thought of it, and then we'll head off to the airport. We've got this room and this little room off it. So William's been sleeping up here and Zara has been sleeping down here. There are nice little lights with each of the bunks, and there's a fair amount of floor space which we've used for cases and things. Out to the window, I'm not really sure if you can see because it's dark. There, oh, there we go. Out there is the Dream Castle Hotel. That's the next Disney partner hotel along. Under here we've got drawers, which I'm really hoping are empty because I've packed everything. I'm not sure I can fit anything else in the cases. Ooh, anything in there? No. So guys, when I'm panicking, did I leave this behind? You can say, no, Ree, you checked everywhere. Nice big bed. We only have 1 pillow each, although there was a spare bed that Daddy afforded Pinch a Pillow from because there's 6 beds and only 5 are staying. These little bedside tables. No power sockets next to the bed. We have got light switches next to the bed. Bigger bed and more comfortable bed, I would say, than our last trip. Would you agree? Yes. We have got a little mini fridge. Mirror up here. Hello. I've been using this as like a desk area for my computer and things. Tea and coffee making here, and a few power sockets. So we've been using these to charge things. And then this kind of shelving area, which has been using to store things. There is a safe. I don't think we had a safe in the last one. Did we have a safe in the last one? No, we didn't have a safe in the last one either. So that is handy, obviously, for passports, cash, whatever. Right, this is just rubbish, isn't it? Yes. That is just from the children's spider bots. We'll talk about those later on, explain all about those. Right, all of this is physically going on us, so you're going to put that on. Yeah. It is boiling hot, but we all need to wear these coats to get through the airport. It's the only way. The reason I brought these winter coats, even though it's been boiling, is I had so many messages from people going, bring coats, bring gloves, bring scarves, bring it all, because it's freezing. So we've got these shelves, there's plenty of storage in here. It's been really handy. And then we've got 2 more bunks up here. Bella is sleeping at the top. And because my eldest has started university, so couldn't come with us, I've just been using this to put cases and things on. It's been really handy to have that extra space. So say little lights next to the beds as well. It's really handy. I have packed all our cases. They are bursting at the seams, but they are closed. So there is a separate toilet and shower and sink area. Now the one problem, I guess, is there's no sink in with the toilet. So you've got to obviously put germs on the handles and go from one to the other, which isn't ideal. I would say this is a nicer hotel than the last one, but in the last hotel there was at least a sink in with the toilet. It's like a fake porthole on the door. It is called the Explorers Hotel and it's kind of pirate and exploring themed. So in here there's some storage under here, basin unit, nicely lit, big mirror, the shower over the bath. We've chucked all our towels in the bath. And another porthole window thingy here. So comparing this hotel to the last one we stayed in, which was the Adagio, I would say this is a nicer hotel. This one was a little bit more expensive, but much nicer, wouldn't you say? Mm-hmm. A big upgrade. A lot more facilities, even though we haven't really used the facilities here that much. It's a perfectly nice breakfast. Bed's much more comfortable. Just a nicer finish on it, would you say, on the rooms and things? What are your thoughts comparing this one to the last one?
Yeah, I think it's better. Couldn't do anything in the last one. It was like...
You just didn't really want to be in the room, did you? And like you went back to the hotel a couple of times and there wasn't anything to do. Whereas here, there is somewhere to go. There is somewhat, you could go and have something to eat, something for the children to do. We've just been so jam-packed. We've only had 3 park days. We arrived late and we're leaving early, so we haven't really used the facilities, but it's nice to have that option. And you've actually not left the parks as much this time as last time to come back.
It's away as well.
It is a little bit further away. So the other one was to the south of Disneyland Paris, and this is from the North bus station, but it's kind of northeast really of Disneyland, isn't it? So it's a little bit further away. The buses were a bit more problematic, fuller, so there were a few buses we couldn't get on at all, whereas we didn't really have that problem in the other location. So pros and cons, but I would recommend this one. It's definitely worth a look. It's certainly good if you want to spend some time at the hotel and not just at Disney. And I guess my only complaint, so pros, plenty of them, spacious, clean, tidy, facilities, all that. The only downsides would be I do wish there was a sink in the toilet so that you could wash your hands, because otherwise if someone's in the shower you can't wash your hands when you're at the toilet, which is a bit strange. And the buses were very full, not so much in the other one. And you could walk. I mean, we were there in June last time. We did walk from the last one. I'm not sure if this, I think if you wanted to walk, this one's a bit more of a hike, isn't it? That's the room kind of checked. Remind me when I'm panicking. I've lost something. It's not here. It's not here. You checked, right? Okay, so we need to get this lot down to reception and wait for our airport transfers. And you might wonder why I'm looking especially tired, why my voice sounds like this. We went to bed late last night because I was trying to pack, and then in the middle of the night one of the children was violently sick. They're all absolutely fine now and smiley and happy and showing no signs of any illness, but we were up for an hour with a poorly child. So hopefully it's not even a 24-hour thing, it's a one and done. But then there is vomit paranoia, isn't there, where you're like, who's going to go down with it next? So nope, not having any of that. It's fine, it's one and done. My husband and William are still in the toilet. We've just called our flight for boarding, and I have all this stuff and 2 members of our party missing. I'm so tired. Just be glad to get home now. We are home and happy but absolutely exhausted. Just so tired, I can't even tell you. We had a wonderful trip.
Yeah.
Yes. I've got so much unpacking to do, but I'm thinking I'm just going to get some washing on and deal with the rest tomorrow. I need to show everyone what we bought in Little Haul, but that will have to be tomorrow because I'm too tired to keep speaking, really. It is the next morning, and as you can probably tell, I'm feeling about a million times better and more awake and more rejuvenated. I did get to bed nice and early last night, and I feel like I'm recovering now from the lack of sleep. Disney is exhausting. It's amazing, but exhausting. But I think being up in the night with a poorly child may have just broken me a little bit. I was so tired. When we got back, I was just generally talking rubbish. Anyway, I did promise you in the last video that I would show you what my husband bought me as a birthday present. And while we're at it, I may as well show you the rest of the haul and everything else that we bought in Disneyland Paris. So let's start with something that I bought because there is a brilliant hack to go with it. So the first item I bought are these slap bands. Now you would have thought, are these just for children? You know what they are, things you had when you were a kid and you do that and it slaps it around your wrist. But that's not why I wanted these. I mean, I like them because, you know, they're Disney 30th anniversary, very cool. But the reason I bought these specifically is because there is a little park hack. So if you've worn ears all day in the parks before, you'll know that it can get a bit tight, almost a little bit headachy on your head sometimes, or even if your ears aren't bugging you on certain rides and attractions, you are asked to take them off so they don't just fly off on the ride. So what you do is you take your bag, you take your ears, and you take your slap band, and you quite simply attach them round like so that the slap band is actually holding your ears to your bag. As long as you put it on in a nice neat circle rather than a big loop, then that's going to keep your ears really, really secure on your park bag, and they're just not going anywhere, which I've tried a few different ear holders. This is the best way. For me, that's a game changer. So we actually bought 4 of these, one for myself, one for each of the little ones to use while we're in the parks. The little ones already had Walt Disney World versions of these, but they wanted the Paris ones, but it's only on this trip that we have been utilising this hack and loving it. It is worth mentioning that almost everything that we bought in the parks, I did use my annual pass discount for. So you can use your annual pass discount in shops or in restaurants, but it doesn't work in carts. So if they are selling things like snacks or merchandise in a cart, generally you can't use annual pass discount. So just the main shops, for example, the slap bands, I bought those. I got the annual pass discount in these. I did not get annual pass discount, however, when we bought these. Now, these are actually the champagne flutes that we had on Main Street. So you can see there's the 30th logo and the castle. They're really cute. They look like glass, but they are actually plastic. So for 15 euros each, we actually had a glass of champagne on Main Street, which was really, really wonderful. But getting to keep the plastic glasses, for me, was a massive bonus. So we can use those in the garden, at home, just to have a little bubbly and pretend we're on Main Street, which is amazing. But as I said, because these were from a cart at the top of Main Street and it's not available all day, we had ours just before we left the park on the last day, and it was available then, but we hadn't seen this little champagne cart out. It was outside the Gibson Guild ice cream parlour at the top right-hand corner of Main Street as you're looking at the castle. We hadn't seen it earlier in the day, only later on in the day. Are they serving champagne? Because I guess they don't want everyone being too tipsy all day in Disney. Now, on to something that my husband bought me for my birthday, and here it is. It's so gorgeous. I fancied this bag. I'd seen it on Shop Disney. I'd seen it in the parks. It's just beautiful. This Dooney range of Disney bags is just so, so gorgeous. So it's a tote bag. Obviously, I love using the Loungefly bags in the parks and they're perfect for carrying most of my things. However, because I've always got a camera with me as well, I do like to have a tote, mainly just to sling my camera in so I can get it in and out really, really quickly for getting on and off rides or having to put it down to deal with the children or whatever it might be. And on the last trip, I took this one. These are available in the parks. I didn't buy this on this trip. I gave some money to a lovely follower who picked one up for me because we were looking for these everywhere on the last trip. So these were 20 euros, I believe. They're available in the park. Didn't buy this time, but someone picked it up for me in between the last 2 trips. So anyway, in the vlog series, you will have seen me carrying a Loungefly bag and also one of these. That's generally just because of camera stuff. Most normal people can probably manage with just a little backpack, but it's just all the extra camera gear and bits. That's why I tend to have a tote bag. In future trips, I could take this one with, but I will definitely use this just sort of around and about while I'm at home. It's just so gorgeous and special. So there's a pouch on the front, which is ideal for just a phone kind of size. No actual pouches or anything on the back. Lovely straps. I really like the fact you can actually zip up the top of the tote bag so nothing falls out. And then internal pocket wise, there is a little pouch here, which has come with a registration card that I need to fill out and send off, a separate little inner pouch, and another 2 pockets over this side. It's also got this little string loop thing, which is good for attaching keys or anything that may kind of get lost in the bottom of your bag. For me, I have attached this, which is just a little Disneyland Paris zip up purse thingy, which I find ideal for just putting a couple of credit cards. I don't use physical credit cards much, but then once or twice when we're in Disney, we did need to use physical credit cards as opposed to Apple Pay. So normally I pay for everything using either my watch or my phone because all my credit cards are stored in Apple Pay, but there have been a couple of occasions where they're like, oh, you're going to need to insert your card. So for that reason, and I also have one of these, so this is the second one of these that I bought. I have one that I keep our annual passes in, and I've just got one for at home because I was carrying a big wallet and there's just no need for it anymore because I don't use cash for much at all. So it's just maybe if I ever need like a couple of coins for parking or whatever, this is ideal. So I bought an extra one of these. This was €6 at full price. So yeah, going back to prices, this bag is listed as €268. So my husband did buy this for me for my birthday, but obviously he used my Infinity Pass discount for that. So the Infinity Pass discount brings it down by 20%, and then the Magic Pass discount, which my husband and the children have got. So for us, as I'm always there, sometimes my husband will wander off, but I'm always there in the parks when we're there together. We bought one of the most expensive annual passes for me, and then we always pay using my annual pass in the shops and restaurants and things, because the children, for example, didn't need that top tier pass. The only thing that we'd miss out on is there are 15 blacked out days a year where my husband and children wouldn't be able to go, so we just won't book those days. So for us, it just wasn't necessary to pay the price of the top annual pass for our whole party, as we can just use the maximum discounts through mine. Anyway, they have got this bag still on Shop Disney at the time of filming. I will link it below, plus anything else I can find links to on the internet that if you're looking for any of these items, but I know this is available. They also have a smaller version of this bag and a whole range of things to go with it, like the tink ears, the pin badges and things. But I'm just delighted with that. That's just really, really special. So I know I will use that loads and loads and loads. On to some things for children. So I got the children some pin badges. I promised the girls some pin badges if they faced their fears and they were brave and did some of the things they wanted to do, but they weren't sure if they were brave enough for. So Zara wasn't sure if she was brave enough to do web adventure because she's not sure about the 4D things flying in her face. And as much as I didn't want to push her to do anything she didn't want to do, I wanted to give her the option to do it because I didn't want her to come away and regret not having done it. So I said, look, try web adventure, which is the Spider-Man ride where you're kind of flinging your hands and shooting the spiders and things. All of that was in this vlog. Sometimes you find it a bit overwhelming with the glasses on, so I said, look, just ride the ride with the glasses off. Everything will look a bit blurry, but it won't feel like it's flying in your face. So she did that. She was super brave. And for that, Zara chose the Cinderella carriage pin. This is the green price pin. All of the pins have a colour code on the back, and then you find the prices next to them on the turny thing that the pins are kept on. Turning stand, something like that. Bella wasn't sure she was brave enough to do Hyperspace Mountain and Flight Force, and she did both, and she loved them both, which I knew she would, so I'm thrilled that she actually did that. And for her bravery, she chose a Dumbo pin. And for William, for tolerating the girls chasing after all the princesses and things, and he's just being such a good sport. William's just being an amazing sport and being super helpful. He chose this Avengers Assemble Flight Force pin. So I will probably put those pins on the children's lanyards. So the children also had some money that they had saved up. I put it within a pot in my Monzo card. So I've talked about my Monzo card a couple of times. It's the first time that I used it on a trip this time, and we absolutely loved it. So Monzo is a bank, but it feels like more like a really good app developer that developed a bank, but it's actually a bank with a really good app. And what you can do is you can put money in it and you can section it off into different pots. So I put some of the children's money into a little pot for them so we could see how much they were spending, because that way I could easily still pay for things without having to use cash, without having to sort of figure it all out afterwards. Anyway, the main reason I have Monzo is because you can use it abroad without paying currency conversion fees, which is amazing. So I put money for the children in each of their pots, and we were spending out of that as we went, and I found that really, really easy. I'd also put money aside for merch and for food and all those things. So not only can you save money for your trip, but you can save money and allocate it, kind of like the traditional envelope method of saving. Anyway, if you do want to try a Monzo card, I'm not working with them, so this isn't technically an ad, but I'm going to put like a disclaimer on here because I want to be totally transparent. It's like a customer referral thing. But if you open a Monzo card, as soon as you make your first transaction, you get £5, and so do I, added to my account. So full transparency there, because I want to be kind of honest and upfront, but I can wholeheartedly recommend them. I found the app really useful. I love that it kind of pinged me and went, you've just spent this much, which is especially handy when you're spending in a different currency because it converts it into what you've just spent it in. It gives you a total of how much you spent that day. And then as soon as we got back to the country, it said, welcome back from your trip to France. You have spent this much. And that was really, really handy to kind of be aware of how much you're spending, especially when you're in a different country. So things the children bought out of their own money that I'd hidden in Monzo pots. That's where I was going with that. The first purchase was Nuimos. If you've heard me talk about these before, my children are obsessed with Nuimos. So 2 of the girls bought an EO Nuimo. These Nuimos are like little characters. They have magnets in their hands, so they can kind of hold hands or they can hold things. The children have bought accessories and things for them before. Anyway, Bella bought an Eeyore. The other thing with Nuimos is you can buy clothes for them. So Zara bought not only the Eeyore Nuimo, but she also bought this outfit, which is inspired by Jasmine. So it's got a little lamp on it and things, and this little kind of gilet and headband, and that all came on a separate card, and she's dressed that onto Eeyore. And then William didn't buy Donald on this trip, but he did buy the outfit that Donald is wearing because it's Marvel, and William's obsessed with the Avengers campus. There was a little hat as well. It's dropped off somewhere. Anyway, that's what William bought. The girls both bought these drinks bottles, which are 30th anniversary. They were desperate to buy them because they wanted them to use for school. I am a bit concerned they're perhaps going to ding and chip a little bit the paintwork, but I have told the girls it's all part of their character, so it's fine. The children were also massively into the Avengers Campus merch, which I will show you in a second. But first I have to show you Fancy Nancy Pansy, who Zara bought in Emporium. We did see the show, the Dream Factory, Disney Junior Dream Factory show on the last trip. You can watch that in this vlog. It was amazing. We didn't watch it this time. Actually, I don't think it was on this time. I think it was closed, but they thoroughly enjoyed the show, and the children really like watching, especially Zara, Nancy Pansy. I think it's called Fancy Nancy is the real name for it. It's on Disney Plus, and the children love it, and they kind of sprinkle French words through it, so it's got a slight educational slant on it. But anyway, she wanted a Fancy Nancy. I bought the girls some just winter clothes back home before we left, and I said to William, did you want me to buy this hoodie from, I think I was buying stuff from Bowden for girls and dresses. I said, did he want a hoodie from Bowden or did he want one in the parks? And he said, parks. So I bought William this t-shirt and this hoodie. So which one should we look at first? Let's look at the t-shirt first. So this is from the Spider-Bot ride, which is Web Adventure. The Spider-Bot, William has talked about nothing else since Avengers Campus opened in July. He's talked about nothing else other than Spider-Bots, Web Adventure, Avengers Campus, Flight Force. He's been so desperate to go, and if you watch the vlogs, the excitement on his face, it absolutely melted me. He's got this Web Adventure t-shirt, he can't wait to wear that. And this t-shirt, now that was the other place we couldn't use discount, was in the Avengers Campus shop. I did try, I asked them to scan my card. The only thing I got a discount on was the bag. So I did get a couple of cents off the bag, but there's no discount, no annual pass discount in the Avengers shop at the time we went. So that's William's Avengers Campus Web Adventure t-shirt, and we got that in a size, what size did we get in the end? 11 to 12. I mean, he is 10, he'll be 11 in January. And then this hoodie, we've got for him as well. I was a little disappointed because they had some amazing adult Spirit jerseys that I would have loved to buy for William, and I definitely would have bought if they had in his size. And if I'm honest, the Spirit jerseys were nicer than this, and a lot of the adult clothing was nicer than this, but he really wanted something from Avengers Campus to wear, and this was the best option, really. This was the nicest option in a kid's size. So Disneyland Paris, if you're listening, kids Spirit jerseys, please. Because we definitely buy, you know, smaller versions of the adult ones. Let me know if you agree in the comments. For the children, I know in Walt Disney World, there were quite a lot of kids' Spirit jersey options. Barely any at all in Disneyland Paris. So please, we'd like some more. Anyway, Web Adventure hoodie. This was €39 and it's got the spider bot on the front. These funny little zippy things. He's obsessed. He loves it. He can't wait to wear it. Now, the things that William was really excited about buying were actual spider bots. He'd seen them on so many people's vlogs, and the children have been saving up money that they've had from pocket money, from relatives, things like that. So William and Bella, Zara was not interested, William and Bella bought spider bots. So, oh, by the way, picking up the spider bots, I found Donald's Marvel Nuimo hat. That's what it looks like. There you go, Donald. Anyway, these are spider bots. These are not what they look like when they were bought in the shop, because the children bought spider bots and I want to say tactical upgrades. You would have thought, considering they've talked about nothing else all the time since July, that I'd know a bit more. But basically, they're remote control spider bots, like the naughty spider bots that are out of control in the ride that you have to shoot, and you use a remote control to control them. So they came in like a big box and then a separate big box for the tactical upgrade. The tactical upgrade is basically like the armor. It's kind of like Nuimo clothes for a spider bot. So I think William, this is William's, he went for the Iron Man tactical upgrade. They were in Spider-Man colours before, and we've still got those clippy bits they can swap back around if they want to. But that is William's spider bot. And then Bella chose this one, which is a Black Widow themed tactical upgrade for her spider bot. So these were not cheap, but they have been talked about nothing else, and they love them, and they chose to spend their own money on them. So it's their money, and I'm kind of trying to allow them to spend it on what they want, and when it's run out, it's run out. So this is what they wanted, and they're thrilled. Zara's kind of had a little join in and play, but she's really not that interested. She was much happier with Fancy Nancy Pancy Schmancy. So anyway, these are the spider bots. So things I was looking for in Disneyland Paris, I didn't manage to find. I was on the lookout. I was hoping there'd be a Halloween spirit jersey. They have got this Halloween spirit jersey on Shop Disney, which I didn't buy because I didn't love as much as the other Halloween spirit jerseys I've seen in previous years. And I kind of was hoping that they'd have one in Disneyland Paris with Disneyland Paris written on it. Sadly, they did not. So I thought, right, actually, if they haven't got a Disneyland Paris Halloween spirit jersey, I will get a black one, which is much like this one. We saw them in June, and at the time I thought, oh, is that a bit boring? But actually in my normal day-to-day life, like running around doing the school run, a black one's a bit more subtle. So I thought, right, it's cool. I won't buy a Halloween one, I'll just buy a black one, and then I can wear it all year round. They did not have any black ones. There were no black spirit jerseys that I saw at all. So I was on the lookout for one of those, and I was going to get one of those out of some birthday money that my auntie gave me, but there were none. Instead, I did manage to find this. So this is a Disneyland Paris sweatshirt. It's not a spirit jersey, but I do love it. So it says Disneyland Paris on it. It's got the Disneyland Park logo, the Walt Disney Studios logo, and the Hollywood Tower of Terror logo, and also Discoveryland. So it's a bit random because they've got like the two parks and then one attraction from that park and one land from that park. So I like it. I wonder why they chose those things to feature, but yeah, I don't know. I like it anyway. It's just, I wonder if anyone in the comments knows actually the significance of why like this land and this attraction are key enough to feature. Let me know. One thing I do know I love is I hope that we never lose sight of one thing. It was all started by a mouse, Walt Disney. So I bought a medium in this sweatshirt because I like my sweatshirts like I like my spirit jerseys, kind of baggy. So that will be amazing. And who knows, maybe I will wear that on our next trip. Now I have got a little trip announcement and all the plans for that trip in this video up here, so you can catch that video if you want to know about our next trip, or you can watch any video from the series that you may have missed. The whole playlist is in order just down here, so click on trip announcement or catch up on the vlog series here, and I shall see you guys over in one of those videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.